Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion hosted on the Paladino Live Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to the show. It is a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. The sun is shining. It's back to below zero again, Fahrenheit, which is much colder than below zero Celsius, by the way, for those of you that live in the Celsius land in Australia and other countries. I think Celsius is in more places than Fahrenheit, most likely, but yeah, below zero here. Not as bad as last week, but regardless. Anyhow, back to the Timberwolves and all of that. Well, things got kind of weird. The Saturday game was moved to Sunday, and the Wolves got blown out by the Golden State Warriors. What the hell? And the next night, it was load management time for both teams, and the Wolves blew the Warriors out. Other than that, the Wolves won all the games. won 3 out of 4, to be quite honest. Yeah, that means the Timberwolves actually beat the Oklahoma City Thunder again. Well, there you go. And we beat the Dallas Mavericks, but yeah, I mean, it's there's not many spectacular players there, though. Cooper Flag had some kind of a record in a quarter or something for a rookie. I mean, yeah, we're happy for him. It's good and everything. No disrespect necessarily. Just, nice week for the Wolves after losing all 4 last week. Like, what's going on? If this team could be more consistent, they might actually compete for something. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, oh, maybe we'll go on a little playoff run and get trounced in the conference final again. I don't know. Or we might actually beat the Thunder, or we'll lose to the frickin' Nuggets in the second round or something. Who knows? But who knows what's going to happen? Interesting trade possibilities floating around. Giannis is ready to leave Milwaukee. Teams are inquiring all over the place. Things are getting aggressive. And the trade deadline is just a few days away. So, we're in the heat of the trade deadline. So, pretty exciting. Hopefully the Timberwolves are actually able to do something. The last couple of years, really nothing exciting has happened, except for, well, obviously during the right before the season last year. That's where the exciting trade happened. The actual trade deadline didn't. There was pretty much a whole lot of nothing. Kind of is what it is after you make a huge trade. It's not like, you're going to make another huge trade necessarily, but there could be something brewing here because this team does not have a whole lot going on in the point guard department. And this and that. It's an unbalanced roster. A lot of teams in the NBA have an unbalanced roster, like the Chicago Bulls have too many guards. The Hornets have no defense, but they've been winning a few games. There's interesting conversation out there. February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be 2 p.m. here, just like usual. Looking forward to it. Should be exciting. Yes, I'm babbling like a moron. That would be on Thursday. Yep, I just wanted to get the correct day. There's the date, but then the day. Yes, that's what I thought. It's a Thursday. So it's, my next show will be possibly talking about some interesting stuff. Hopefully. Or even Thursday night if it's like a Giannis trade or something. But odds are we'd probably just do it in the morning while you do 2 shows or whatever. It'd be kind of weird. Unless it's a shorty to go crazy and stuff. We'll talk about the potential conversation with Giannis and everything in a minute. 4 games to review. I think it was just 3. 3 games to preview. 2 of them against the Memphis Grizzlies. So that part shouldn't take a whole not all that long. I'm babbling like an idiot. Sorry. The one, things were pushed from Saturday to Sunday because of the events taking place in the Twin Cities. And I know everybody's like, you have to talk about it, or otherwise you don't have a soul. I'm not going to talk about it because this is this is a Timberwolves podcast. There's a million other shows out there where we can get political and call people names or whatever. I'm just, let's take a break, guys. Okay, that doesn't make me a bad person at all. Timberwolves lose 111-85, which is annoying and stupid and everything. And yes, everybody had their thoughts on Saturday. During the game as well, and you're more than welcome to look up their thoughts. Steph Curry, 26 points, 3 of 10. He didn't even play that good, and the Wolves got hammered. And it's like, what's wrong with you guys? Soda Popinski, I'm just kidding. That's from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Podzminski, I know I had to say it. He missed both of his threes. Again, the Warriors didn't even shoot all that well. Moody made 5 of 9 from downtown anyway. 31%. They were 31% from downtown, 42% from the floor, period. That's the Warriors. Oh, the Wolves. Yeah. We were so much better. Yeah, 38% from the floor, but 34% from downtown. Edwards has been nursing an infected foot, and he actually played really well. That's the funny part. Infected foot. So sometimes you see him going out the court or whatever. Not really limping around, but I'm sure it's not fun and not comfortable at all. Infected, yes. Anyhow, 32 points, 4 of 7 from downtown, 13 of 20. 11 rebounds, too, double-double, but. The Wolves were absolutely freaking horrible in the first half with the turnovers. Anthony Edwards with 8. What did we have? 16 turnovers in the first half, 25 for the game. 16 turnovers in the first half. What do you think of that, guys? 10 in the first quarter.
It's fucking awful. 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 In every possible way.
Former Twins manager Rocco Baldelli chiming in. And he will chime in from time to time if things are ugly. He's usually, you got to like to hear what he has to say with that. Yeah, the Wolves emptied the bench later on, about 5 minutes and 10 seconds for the Beranger, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, Joe Ingles crew, the cleanup crew you could call them, because the Wolves are getting blown out. And we're wearing our beautiful Prince jerseys because we just love Minneapolis and Prince and all that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm one of the few people that it doesn't excite me all that much. The jersey, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, God bless Prince. I'll take Prince music 1,000,000 times over anything from today. I mean, 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000. I will take out of not pretty much anything from today. I'll take Purple Rain, or whatever. 1999, all that. Yeah, it's better than anything you could do today because, I don't know, who knows if half of it's even real anymore. Ridiculous. Naz Reid, 25 minutes off the bench. Let's see. What? He didn't score at all. Oh, but he did get 10 rebounds, though. So, yeah, damn it. He got 10 rebounds at least. Rebounding other people's misses, I guess. Thank you. And maybe, he got 1 offensive rebound. Mike Conley, 15 minutes, 2 points. What was it, a stat brought up by Phil Mackey? What was it, like a 4-game clip, the most recent 4 games of Mike Conley or whatever, like 67 minutes, what did he have, like 6 points or something, and it's like everything else is like a whole lot of nothing. It's time, guys. It's time. I mean, he's at best, he's Udonis Haslem when he was like 40 years old, there's a reason why Udonis Haslem is an assistant coach today, because he deserves to be. That's a compliment, not a negative thought. Udonis Haslem, and really Mike Conley as his career. Lemon and tomato juice. Ain't nothing like lemon and tomato juice on a Friday morning, talking Timberwolves explosion. Even in a crappy loss like this, because, the rest of the week is better. Just like when it's Friday, y'all. No, it's Friday, y'all. I hate that. People like to goof off at work. Yeah, it's Friday, minus other words. Bones Highland. Yeah, I mean, gosh, one game he's out there scorching the net and getting tons of minutes. The next game he's playing a couple minutes and does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Emphasis on the lat. 0 for 3 from downtown. 0 for 3. Julius Randle, 0 for 3 0 for 4 from downtown. Clark missed both of his. Reed missed both of his. Reed missed everything. 0 for 4 from the floor. In 25 minutes, he shot the ball 4 times in 25 minutes. Strange. Rudy Gobert, got in a little bit of foul trouble, and it's just, I don't know. Maybe he's not feeling good. Who knows? 24 minutes because, Naz Reid was scorching the net, and I mean, why would you take him out? Oh, I didn't say that, did I? Yeah, there was just nowhere to turn other than Donnie DiVincenzo. He shot the ball too much. He did a Rashad McCants, 7 of 19, 37%. Okay, great. 15 3-point attempts, 15. He made 6 of them. Crazily, that does count as 40%, which just, I can't believe that's 40%. It doesn't feel like it to me, but it is. Math is funny sometimes. 40% is a decent percentage from 3, but it's like, man, you attempted 15 of them and only made 6. It's just, I don't know. Strange to me. But I suppose if he made 8, he'd be over 50%. He did turn the ball over. Donte DiVincenzo, 5 times. Anthony Edwards, 8 times. That's 13 turnovers for your backcourt. Add four more from Jade McDaniels. 4. That's 17 for 3 of your starters. Julius Randle had 1. That's one thing he did well. Otherwise, 3 of 11 from the floor and missed all of his threes. Awful, awful, awful. What was that? 14? 14. No. My brain is like shutting down here. Shutting down. 18 turnovers for the starters. 18 turnovers for your starters. And another 7 off the bench. A couple guys, even Leonard Miller and Joe Ingles added 3 more. That's funny. 6 points off your bench, or off of your garbage time. Otherwise, your bench had 7. Your garbage time bench had 6 points in the 5 minutes they played. Whereas the rest of the bench for the rest of the game, pre the actual garbage time, 7 points. So no help from the bench. Thank you very much. Clark missed everything. Awful game. Okay, let's get off of it. This game sucked. The Wolves lost. And yes, the Minneapolis is, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Minneapolis. Let's just keep going. Golden State, I'm just not. Sorry. Okay, there, I lost 3 more of my 16 remaining followers. Sorry. Timberwolves crushed the Golden State Warriors 108-83 in the, it was a preseason, regular season exhibition load management game. But I guess, a lot of guys on the Wolves side played. The Warriors are hardly anybody. Anthony Edwards did not, resting his foot. We're happy for him. Obviously, good for him. Hopefully, it keeps getting better and better. Joan Belanger got about 9.5 minutes, 6 points. Okay, 4 rebounds. Yeah, I'm happy to see him finally getting the blood flowing a little bit. Bones Highland, like we said. Like one game, he's out there for 15 minutes and gets like 6 points. Next game, he's out there for 25 and 17. All right. Kind of Troy Hudson-ish without being as obnoxious, without being as out of control, I would say. He's like a more controlled Troy Hudson, so I kind of like him. And he looks like Sprewell a little bit, but thinner. The number and everything, but he kind of has a Sprewell look. The number always makes you think of Latrell Sprewell. Yes, I'm old enough to remember Sprewell on the Wolves. Some are not. Heck, I was already a very veteran Wolves fan by the time Sprewell had gotten here. We remember, like guys our age, like Vince D'Amato and all of us, we remember before Sprewell, so we're like rookie Sprewell-ish around there. Not saying we're old or anything, we're just experienced. That's what it is. Donnie DiVincenzo made half of his shots, including 5 and 9 from downtown. He was scorching the net. It was fun. 3 blocks and a steal. So 4 stocks, you could say, for Mr. Donnie DiVincenzo in the fantasy basketball world. Mike Conley started and scored 2 points. 20 and a half minutes, basically. 2 points on 4 shots. Just made 2 of his free throws and missed everything else. All 3-point attempts. The Juice, Randall, yes, 1 for 6 from downtown. But 7 of 15 from the floor. Nobody had spectacular numbers. Randall, 18 points starting. And again, the Wolves blew the Warriors out in this, basically forfeit. I don't know. It was kind of a forfeit. Balanced scoring throughout the Warriors team. Good for them. Inactives were Jonathan Kuminga, DeAnthony Melton, Seth Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler III is out for the year with an ACL, Al Horford, inactive, and Stephen, whatever, Northern Cal rubber muncher guy, out for the, he's from North Carolina, but you get the idea. Northern California team guy who chews on his mouth guard too much and is annoying. Yes, he was out. So I didn't miss him a whole lot, neither did the Wolves. Easy victory. Next, please. So we can talk a little trade stuff, I suppose. Dallas Mavericks. Again, 19 and 29 on the year after this one. The Wolves get to 30 and 19. Wolves keep playing around with the play-in and then above the play-in. And then, Timberwolves, please be consistent, will you? Please be consistent. I mean, is it all just the infected foot for Anthony Edwards? Nah. Julius Randle returning to Dallas, Texas. That's his hometown. Yes, it is. Good job, Julius. 31 points. All right. 12 of 21. Yep. That's above 50%. He all of a sudden his threes have like vanished off the face of the earth. But he had a huge one last night against OKC, getting late in the fourth quarter because the Wolves were maintaining a double-digit lead, but it was getting a little scary. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm just kind of foreshadowing to our feature presentation. Naz Reid returns to playing super good. 23 points off the bench. We appreciate that. 53% from the floor. He made 3 of 10 from downtown. Rudy Gobert, only 20 minutes, again, got into foul trouble, as he is wont to do. 6 points, 6 rebounds, for Rudy Gobert. Jean Beranger with about 16 minutes and 9 points. 4 rebounds. He added a block. Good for him, and didn't get in nearly as much foul trouble as he has in the past, with 2 fouls officially on La Game. Jaden McDaniels and Rudy getting into foul trouble. 4 fouls for Jaden McDaniels in 30.5 minutes. Anthony Edwards, 38 minutes, 6 of 17. It was one of those. But he did make 3 of 4 from downtown, huh? And added 3 steals and a block. Good job, Anthony Edwards. But, regular field goal percentage was... just refer back to what Mr. Rocco Baldelli said. 35% from the floor, 6 of 17. Yikes, if not for those threes, he would have been even worse. 3 of 15. Wow, that's awesome. Mike Conley, a barn burner for him. 6 points for Mike Conley in 22.5 minutes. 5 assists and a steal and a block. All right. Wolves were blocking a bit in this one. 6 blocks in this game. Beranger, Conley, Reed. 2 blocks for Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower. Anthony Edwards added the final one. Donnie DiVincenzo with 5 steals in the game. Naz Reid with 3. Nice. 5 steals for Donnie DiVincenzo, racking them up there. Able to get those turnovers. And yes, they always say steals and blocks are like overrated stats when it comes to defense. Yes, to general defense, but they can be very helpful. You potentially, especially with a steal, you get the ball back. So I think that's a wonderful statistic in that sense. Julius Randle had a pretty aggressive steal on Dallas Mavericks inbounding the ball and going up the court. Julius knocked the ball away, recovered it, and did a slamma-jamma in Dallas. Compliments to the Dallas Mavericks with the awesome retro look. Chalk them up as yet another team that should just permanently go to retro. Bring back the retro. I don't like their modern stuff. And it's not even that modern. It's been around since for 20 plus years. I don't like it. Bring back the classic stuff. Like I like the ball with the M and the cowboy hat. The color scheme, kind of like the Wolves, but more of a green than blue, that kind of thing. I don't like the modern look. Like Jason Kidd was wearing the modern jacket, whatever, where everyone else is, they're wearing their retro uniforms and the court and everything. Compliments to the Dallas Mavericks. Keep your retro stuff. To let the modern stuff be like a third jersey here and there. Like you could wear it again here and there. But make it like, I don't know, like 5 games a year or something. And it's like, oh, I don't want to see those. But it's the modern stuff. Yeah, you can, it'll just be like something you'll wear for certain stuff. But, Mavericks chalk them in. The Hawks, the Hawks have gone retro-ish, modernish, retro-ish. But it's because it looks retro. Huge thumbs up to the Hawks with what they've done. The Heat with their beautiful Vice City look. That can stay forever. The Suns with their, what is that one with the cactus and the valley and everything? Oh, yes, guys, yes. The Wolves retro look is, I like the real retro, the original retros. These are, the Garnett era. And I've said about 100 million times. The black jerseys are fine. I like the blue ones more. If you're going to go with the trees, the Garnett era, the 96 until 2006, I think, about 20 years there. No, that was only 10 years. What's up with my math? That was only 10 years. 96 to 2006, that's all it was. Weird. That's really weird. Damn. Yeah, because it was like it was like, 96, 97, Garnett's second year in the league and Marbury's rookie year. They switched over to those. The blues are the best, not the blacks. But unfortunately, I'm always in the minority and everything. But let's make this clear. This is something I'm going to say that I've said every day, basically, of my life. Just because you're in the majority, it doesn't mean you're right, or vice versa. Just because you're in the minority, it doesn't mean you're wrong. Next, and I stand by those words. Oh yeah, 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. That's all I got to tell you about that. Anyhow, that could be part of it. Oklahoma City Thunder, the Wolves officially win by 12, but they were up by 20 in multiple occasions. As the garbage time happened and the players on Oklahoma hit some baskets, and good for them, and the Wolves side didn't really do a whole lot. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and yes, this is our feature presentation. Thank you very much.
And now, our feature presentation.
Didn't you miss that? Yeah, I hadn't been putting that out as much. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, or SGA, or whatever you call him, 30 points, 12 of 18. And he only attempted 5 free throws, and he made all of them. Of course he did. He had 5 turnovers in the game and 8 assists. doing a good job moving the ball around. Williams is annoying. Only 5 points, 2 of 6 from the floor. Gotta like that. God, he drives me nuts, but so does Shea. But Shea's like more of an elite player, so you can only get so annoyed with him, I guess. But yeah, he's annoying too. Anyhow, Wolves took a nice, solid lead early. Again, wearing those the classic look and the parquet floor with the Wolves from '96 to 2006. Yes, just wear the blue ones instead. I wish somebody would listen. I mean, give it a chance. How about just do it once and then see what the fans think? Huh? Thumbs up, thumbs down? I don't know. Like if the whole world hates it, then fine, screw you. You know, that'd be my approach with that. Donnie DiVincenzo did not shoot well, but he added 5 assists and 2 steals and a block. He's racking up those steals, isn't he? 4 steals for Julius Randle in our feature presentation game. Naz Reid with 18 off the bench. Several clutch threes late to keep the Wolves ahead. See, the whole point was staying ahead because you'd have these scary moments with about 7 minutes left. The Thunder would get within 13, and it's like, okay, guys. And then DiVincenzo or Mr. Naz Reid would hit a clutch 3. DiVincenzo didn't even shoot well. 3 of 9 from downtown and 4 of 13 overall. In fact, he sucked. Okay, well, he sucked at shooting anyway, generally speaking, but at least 2 of those threes were in those clutch moments that kept the Wolves ahead, those catch-and-shoot threes, to keep the Wolves ahead by double digits as the clock kept dwindling, and finally the Oklahoma City Thunder would run out of time, and the Wolves would win their second game over the Thunder this year. I think the Wolves beat the Thunder twice last year, too, though, so it's like, I don't know, do it in the playoffs, guys. That'd be great. Thunder dropped their 11th game of the year, which is interesting, so the whole 70-win thing is starting to vanish. You can't, one more loss and then that's, 2 more losses and the 70 bid is over. So the Thunder will not win 70 games this year, I would hope. I mean, I don't think they're going to go, I don't know, what would be like 30-1 or something the rest of the year. So I don't think that's going to happen. That's an approximate number, of course. Yeah. But what is this tender offer nonsense? I'm getting like 10 emails of it from E-Trade about this stock called Open Doors or whatever. Tender? What's so tender here? I don't know. I mean, geez. I remember my old coworker Tony years ago when I worked in the service industry. He called the Wolves the Tender Wolves instead of the Timberwolves because they were terrible back then. They were pretty bad back then. That was in their, one of their doldrum years. Yeah. Rudy Gobert with a weekly high of 14. Not the best week for Rudy, but it is what it is. Because, well, he stayed out of foul trouble. 11 rebounds, no blocks or steals, no stocks for him. But I'm getting stock tenders, I guess, whatever that means. Interesting. I really don't know. The turnovers were reasonable. I mean, 19 is not that good, especially kind of as the game progressed. The Wolves started turning the ball over in that fourth quarter. That's how OKC kept getting a little closer, but then somebody like Naz Reid or Mr. Donnie DiVincenzo would hit a catch-and-shoot 3 to keep the Wolves ahead. So that was the nice part. You'd have these dumb turnovers, and then, or like lame defense or whatever, like guy just drives to the basket like Shea or whatever, or getting close to the basket and kind of fading a little bit because he makes everything, the son of a biscuit. But not too bad. Anthony Edwards did walk off the court a bit, but came back. The whole foot issue, again, the infection, I guess, is what it is. Who knows? Maybe it's like a bad case of athlete's foot. Who knows? 5 assists for Anthony Edwards. The Wolves were moving the ball around pretty good. 26 assists. I mean, the starting lineup, the assist numbers are unbelievable. 5 assists for Dante. 5 assists for Anthony Edwards. 5 assists for Julius Randle. 4 assists for Jaden McDaniels and 3 for Rudy Gobert. It's insane. That's awesome. 19 assists for the starters. It's not bad. It's really not bad. 19 assists for the starters. That was fun, and it was a fun game. It was a wonderful game. Wolves moving the ball around, hitting shots, driving to the basket. About 51% from the floor, about 47% from downtown, and again, those big threes by Reid. I believe Bodes Highland hit at least one of them late. Dante. Anthony Edwards had one big 3 late as well. Jaden McDaniels made all 5 of his. He was the MVP of this game. His defense was insane on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, denying him shots, denying him the ball a bit. He still won about 30 points and everything. Did well, but, it's not like he killed us. We won. We being the Wolves anyway. 8 of 11 from the floor in Jaden McDaniels' case for 21 points, all 5 threes, plus 18, 2 blocks, and great overall defense and moving the ball around. Jaden McDaniels, thumbs up to you. That was a great job. Great job in OKC for the Timberwolves. In a pretty fun game. In Target Center, not in OKC. In Target Center for the Wolves. Pardon me. I'm seeing an old game flying on the screen here with the Wolves in OKC. This was in Target Center. The Wolves are wearing the black 3 jerseys again. So, wonderful night. Fans everywhere thrilled about it, and we're very happy. We really are. Again, the fourth quarter was a little on the scary side, but those clutch shots buried the Thunder when it mattered most. So thank you, including Naz Reid hitting his second 3 of the night along the way. And man, my foot hurts, so I can relate to Anthony Edwards. Yeah, sore feet and stuff. It really suck from like old injuries. But Bellinger, only garbage time in this one, unfortunately, and did nothing. He was a minus 10 because during the garbage time that club was catching up. Yeah, they're all minus 10. Interesting, and that's why the score is a little bit cuter, a little bit prettier. The Wolves only win by 12, but they actually were winning by about 22 when the teams finally said, okay, that's it. We're done. Get the starters out of there, starters and main rotation guys out of there, and let guys, be safe, whatever, from any freak injury, and we'll move on to fight another day type of thing. But a wonderful win. Wolves' 30th win of the year. The Thunder's 11th loss. So officially the Wolves are 8 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder for the best record in the league, if you want to talk about best record in the league and stuff like that. But I don't know if the Wolves are going to be competing for that. Looking at the standings very briefly, the New York Knicks, that's in the division. Detroit still got the best record in the East. Detroit, New York, Boston, Toronto. Toronto would have home court. We're going to be playing them this week. So crazy. Cleveland, Philadelphia is inched up after an awful start to the year. Good for them for getting back in the swing of things. I'm happy for them because, I don't know, most people try to say why. Well, I mean, the team should be doing more than they had been. Like, there's nothing wrong with Philadelphia having some success. Charlotte's trying to get into the play-in, battling with the Bulls. 2.5 games behind them. The Bucks, we're probably going to have one of the weaker records as this season continues. Hawks always hanging around in the play-in. Orlando and Miami down there, like, seems to be a tradition of late. It is what it is. Oklahoma, yes, they're number 1 in the West. Spurs are 5 games behind. Nuggets, 5.5. Houston, 7.5. Wolves, 8.5. 8. We are the 5th seed right now. Timberwolves would tip off against the Nuggets. No, we'd tip off against Houston. Ooh, I think we'd win that series, honestly. I think the Wolves win that series. Just play, guys. Play. Don't bleep around like you did last time. Okay? Just play this time, okay? And you'll win that series in 5 or 6. Yep. Houston is humid. Losing to the Rockets is stupid. When the Wolves win, it's like Cupid. Wolves in 5. Okay, it's some goofy rhyme. Like people come up with goofy rhymes on the Dan Barrero show just for fun sometimes, locally here in the Twin Cities. Like, like Wolves in 5. It always ends with Wolves in 5, like a little poem about something. I don't know. Let's just keep going. But yes, I think the Wolves would win in 5 or 6 versus Houston, as long as they show up. Just play. That's what you got to do. Play. I think the Wolves win that series, and then it gets real interesting with the Spurs or Nuggets or Oklahoma City in the next round. I think it might be the Thunder in the next round. Get past them. Well, then you have an epic series versus San Antonio or Denver, and holy crap, you never know. But yeah, some crazy trade might be on the horizon. Maybe that does put the Wolves in that position to make a really long run. Hopefully it does. Speaking of crazy trades, shall we get kind of cracking into that a little bit? Crazy trade ideas, like there's Giannis ideas out there. One involving, like, was it the Hornets, the Bulls, the Bucks, and the Wolves, where the Wolves would wind up with, well, there's a couple of them. There's one where the Wolves would wind up with, where it's just the Wolves and Bucks, where the Timberwolves would trade Julius Randle. No, my brain's just stopping. Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, and Rob Dillingham to the Bucks for Giannis and Taurean Prince. So we'd have even less point guards. Not that we're even using much his name, but we'd have Giannis and Taurean Prince would return. He's like be the only small forward on the roster pretty much remaining after that, and it would suck to lose Jaden McDaniels. But if you want Giannis so bad, he's probably going to have to be included in the trade. And Julius Randle, like 99% chance would be included as well because it's power forward for power forward. And Randle's having a great season. There was another one. Can't remember all the details. There'd be a bajillion draft picks included from all the different teams, where the Bucks would wind up with like 7 draft picks or something psycho. It'd be really weird. Where it'd be like Rudy Gobert's going to the Hornets. My brain's just stopping. I believe the Wolves get Giannis, and would it somehow wind up with Drew Holiday coming back? I can't remember. Or Drew Holiday coming to the Wolves? It's something like that. The Wolves would give up, Jaden McDaniels would go to the Bucks, I believe. I can't remember all the exact details, but it's an idea that's been brought up. And it'd be interesting, to say the least. And I found the Timberwolves trade honor. This is involving that Shams or whatever. He's like the new Woj bomb. Yeah, the Wolves would get Giannis and his younger brother, Thanasis. Gotta like that one. Thanasis. The Wolves would trade away Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Juan Barrington. Really? First round pick swap in 26 and first round pick in general in 28. That's one of them. That's a successful trade offer. Yep. That's a lot. That's a lot. It would suck to lose Barrington, but I guess you keep Dillingham in that case. Interesting. Well, I mean, you do have Giannis. I mean, yeah. And you still have Rudy Gobert, but he's getting older and older and older. You still have Naz Reid. Thanasis. Yeah, he's only making $2.2 million. Does he even play? I don't think he really even plays, does he? And it's like a year left remaining for him. I don't know if he even plays. Yeah, Thanasis. Let's look up Thanasis. He's like, hey, help me. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, a lot of his numbers are, yeah, he's at best like a journeyman. He's played in 213 games, but 2.4 points, 1.5 rebounds. Didn't he start with the Lakers or something? Like, thought he did. He might have been, he might have been like Lakers property or something for a minute there, but with the Knicks, and then it's been with the Bucks, and he's 33? What? Okay. Well, he'd be coming to the Wolves because he's coming to the Wolves, and that's about it, because he'd be with his brother. So he's actually the big brother, Thanasis. He's actually older. Not larger, but certainly older. That's really interesting, actually. I thought he was younger and stuff, but no, he's not. I think there is another one I think that is younger. It's kind of like the Hughes brothers, but they're not quite as good. Like 1 star and 2 guys that barely exist in the league. Whereas in the hockey world, there's the Hughes brothers. You know, you got Quinn Hughes, who got traded to the Wild in mid-November, and it's just been freaking unbelievable. And you still have Jack Hughes, who went number 1 overall in the draft with the, what are they called? The New Jersey Devils. Who knows, maybe the Wild make a crazy trade and get him. He's a center, which is a needed position in the hockey world. Kind of like, one of the most important positions there are in the game. And then Luke Hughes, who's another defenseman. He's so far done the least, but he's also the youngest brother as well. So it's interesting stuff. So not quite comparable to the Hughes brothers in the Giannis Thanasis conversation. Giannis, yep. Unfortunately, he's been kind of an oft-injured guy, but yeah, I mean, we saw what he did in Milwaukee, winning the championship. It was wonderful, and they've had other runs as well. Unfortunately, that did not end with titles. Nicknamed the Greek Freak and the Alphabet. I don't remember the Alphabet one as much, but he's certainly the Greek Freak. I can understand the Alphabet because it's like his last name is like, N-M... Oh, it should be the other way, M-N-O-P. But yeah, it's like all backwards. It's kind of funny. That's probably where that came from. Because those letters are there. They're just out of order. Yeah, they're out of order. You got to get it right. Because now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Ironic that Thanasis wears number 43. That's Quinn Hughes' number. He is the oldest brother. Quinn Hughes is the oldest brother, and he wears number 43. So that's one of the trade possibilities. Other teams as well, of course, like the Heat. What would happen there? They just simply get Giannis, Tyler Hero, Simon Font, sounds like a cappuccino guy. I'm just kidding. Khalil Ware, Kasperitis, Casper. Oh my lord, Kasparas. And I can't even try. The last one must be that. That looks kind of like a Greek name. Very complicated. Knicks, Giannis, and Giannis to the Knicks were Anunoby and Michael Bridges, Mikal Bridges. Okay. Warriors. Oh boy, ooh, that's a lot. Julius, this had to be before the injury, right? Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. No. Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, Podziemski, and then 5 first-round picks, and there's a couple of them are swaps. Yep, say if like the Bucks have or the Warriors have a worse draft pick, the Bucks can say swap. So yep, like the Warriors have like the 3rd pick and the Bucks have the 20th. Well, guess what? We're swapping. Nah. Or if it's just 16 and 17, you'd still do it, right? Because 1 pick higher, go for it, baby. So 4 biggest suitors. You have Wolves. Aren't the Lakers one of them? Where's the Lake Show? That'd be Vince Germano's club, of course. The Knicks, the Heat, the Timberwolves, and where's the Laker one? What's going on here? They're not showing the Laker one. Timberwolves, Heat, Knicks, Golden State. Okay, it's not the Lakers. What the hell? Okay, the Lakers' best hour couldn't come until the summer. My bad. So, yes, and that still might end up happening in Houston Rockets, Spurs, Thunder. Yep, so those are the other guys that could happen in the summer. Yep, so those would be more in the summer if this thing kind of, just doesn't happen right now. Wouldn't be surprised if it got done, in this next week that we'll be talking about some type of Giannis trade to somebody. Maybe the Wolves, because Mr. Conley does stuff like that. There was a trade involving the Wolves for Mr. What's his name again? Kobe White, where the Wolves would give up Conley. Not Tim Conley, but Mike Conley, I do believe is one of them, right? Yeah. Mike Conley, Terrence Shannon Jr., and 4 second-round picks for Kobe. And he is a rental. The Wolves would have to re-sign him in the summer. So that's partially why it'd be kind of a funky trade with a bunch of second-rounders and stuff. Terrence Shannon Jr. could still be a really nice rotation player in this league. He might even be a starter. You never know. But obviously it's been a lost season for him with the foot problems there. So I don't know. So that's frustrating to say the least. But that's I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate that trade. No, it would kind of suck to lose Terrence Shannon Jr. But if that's if he's like the prize of the trade, then I guess so. Because Kobe White is averaging, despite his funky, inconsistent shooting, he is averaging, hope I didn't disconnect the microphone here, like over 20 points a game. So it'll be a nice scoring punch for the Minnesota Timberwolves going into this trade deadline. So Giannis, Kobe White, I like Trey Jones. Yeah, Tyus Jones too, but I like Trey Jones. He's the younger brother, and he's also on the Bulls. I talked about him last week. Those are people I would look at, and like how they say there's players, like more than possibly, maybe with the Wild and the Timberwolves coming up. Wild trade deadline wouldn't be until next month because of the Olympic break. It's 3 frickin' weeks. 3 frickin' weeks. That's a long time. All-Star break is annoying enough with the NBA. It's like about a week there coming up pretty soon here. It's the month of February. But then next thing I know, spring is right around the corner, which is really cool. But back to the point, it was more of like it could end up being a trade of somebody you weren't expecting. Like, oh, okay. And I could imagine Trey Jones being something along those lines. Like, oh, okay, Trey Jones, he's not bad. He's about 7 assists, and he's a nice player. So not a star by any means, but he'd be a nice upgrade, I think, at the point guard position if the Wolves did that. And it probably wouldn't cost all that much either. So it's a conversation. The Lone Wolf Award winner for this episode, big first segment because of the trade conversation. Lone Wolf Award for this episode. Should I give it to Jaden? Even though he didn't have spectacular games throughout the whole week. I'm going to give it to Jaden McDaniels for his unbelievable performance versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. We appreciate it. He was wonderful. So huge props. Huge thank you to Jaden McDaniels for a great game versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Johnny Flynn Memorial. Do I want to keep picking on Mike Conley? Not really. I think that's mean. Yes, we get it. He's done. Okay, he's done. Conley's done. Other guys that maybe had some crappy week, generally speaking, inconsistent play here and there. Maybe Clark hasn't really been all that exciting lately. He's not hitting anything. So I'm going to go with Jalen Clark, even though he does have some potential. His defense is there. A lot of stuff doesn't show up on the box scores and the stat sheets and all that stuff. But his shooting has been sucky. 27% from downtown. Yeah, so I'm disappointed in how he's been. I thought he was more of a 3-and-D guy than that, so that kind of sucks. With that said, we'll take a quick break, come back and look at the upcoming games, and keep it rolling. Are you looking for a really nice Timberwolves-related Facebook page out there with cool fans and a wonderful host? Well, look no further than Wolfpack from Flip to Finch, hosted by Scott Doherty. He does a great job. Scott Doherty's an awesome guy, and the fan base on there, obviously passionate about the Wolves, but also respectful of other people's opinions regarding the team. Check out the page. It's awesome. Wolfpack from Flip to Finch. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, segment number 2. Where did I even go here? I just threw everything off. So, gotta kind of dance around this. I apologize. You got upcoming games against Memphis twice, and then the Toronto Raptors. That was the whole point here. Okay, what did I just do? That's really frustrating at the end of the day. Apologize for my sloppiness here. Sloppy, Jerry. Sloppy. Final day of January, the 31st, coming up here, 18 and 27, Memphis Grizzlies. This one will be in the FedEx Forum, and I do believe the next game is in Tarjay. At least I think so. We'll get back to that in a second. Memphis Grizzlies, well, they have their ups, they have their downs, they're this, they're that. Injury report, Conley's day-to-day with a back. Terrence Shannon Jr. foot, injured reserve since Christmas Day. Zion Pullen, wrist, day-to-day as of Jan 30. And that's it for the Wolves. Injury report for the Memphis Grizzlies. A bit more going on here. Interesting. Scottie Pippen Jr. will go back from the beginning of the year. Injured reserve toe. He's been out the whole year so far, pretty much. Ty Jerome, injured reserve calf, out for about the whole year. Zach Eddy, injured reserve ankle, December 11th. Brandon Clark, injured reserve calf, December 22nd. John Morant, injured reserve elbow. He's been pitching too much. Okay, just kidding, or throwing or whatever. I'm just teasing. January 22nd. And Santi Aldama. Oh, man, he's a pain in the butt to play against at times. Power forward, of course, out with a knee. Not sure how serious that one is. Recent, maybe it's just sore. Jan 28th. Comparisons, Wolves are 5th in scoring. Memphis is 20th. Field goal percentage, Wolves are 5th. Memphis is 27th, so they're struggling. 3-point percentage, Wolves are 4th. Memphis is 22nd. 3-pointers made, Wolves are 10th. Memphis is 14th. Grizzlies, we'll say. Wolves are 12th in assists. Grizzlies 5th. Rebounds, Grizzlies are 5th. Wolves are 11th. Turnovers, Wolves are 15th, right in the middle. Grizzlies 26th. Block shots, Wolves 7th. Grizzlies 9th. And assist to turnover ratio, Wolves 12th. Grizzlies 13th. Kind of on top of each other there. The Memphis Grizzlies actually lead the season series so far. I remember a frustrating loss earlier. It's like, what the bleep? It was so frustrating. December 17th. I remember being pissed off at that in Target Center. Then you have both of these are in Memphis, so FedEx Forum. Both of these are in Memphis, Saturday and Monday. Hopefully the Wolves can win both, but we'll see. And the Target Center wrap-up will be March the 3rd. Memphis has lost 4 in a row. The Wolves have won 3 in a row. After the Wolves lost 4 in a row. That was really dumb. Or was it 5 in a row? Yeah, that was BS. Memphis has lost 4 in a row, including to the Hawks. Very close loss. Close loss to New Orleans. Beat by 11. No, 9 by the Houston Rockets. And crushed by the Charlotte Hornets by 15. Interesting. So they've had their ups and their downs. Memphis Grizzlies are what they are. John Morant is talented, but he's all over the place. He's played in 20 games. 19.5 points, 8 assists. 1 steal, his 3-point percentage is 23.5. So I don't know what to tell you there. He's been awful. 41% from the floor, John Morant. I don't know. It's just his head's just not in the right place, and it's unfortunate for him. Contavious Caldwell-Pope has played in 44 games and 8 points. So he's one of those valuable journeyman veterans now at this stage in his career. Eddie's been out for a long time. I talked about him. Good numbers, but he's been out forever. 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks. But he will unlikely play. Jaren Jackson has killed the Wolves in the past. He's only averaging like 6 rebounds, but a block and a half and 19 points. I don't think Morant's going to play. Cedric Coward, 35%, 14 points. 35% from 3 anyway. Nice, valuable piece. Cam Spencer, yeah, I think I remember him hurting us. 44 points. 44% from downtown, excuse me. All about 12 points a game as well. And almost 6 assists. Yeah, he's a valuable son of a gun. He can drive you nuts. Wolves need to take care of business in both of these. But with the way the consistency the team has been this year, I don't know what to tell you. What's going to happen in these 2 games? I think the Wolves, its odds are, a lot of people think they're going to split. I think the Wolves win them both. Like, you know, especially with John Morant out, but then again, maybe Morant being out is better. Less distractions and dumb shots. But I think the Wolves win both with the little, you could kind of call it Southern hospitality. You know, it's Elvis and all that. Unfortunately, Martin Luther King, though. Yeah, what happened to him, not good at all. Obviously not at all, and I hope everyone had a good MLK Day a couple of weeks ago. God bless MLK. But I think the Wolves sweep this back-to-back type of deal here. Final scores in the 2 games. The first one, I'm not even sure. Something along the likes of like 110. Usually it's kind of lower scoring. 110 to 100. Wolves win by 10 in the first one. Anthony Edwards with 30. The next game, Julius Randle with 28. Wolves win in a close back-and-forth battle. Final score, 105. No, let's put this one a tiny bit higher. 115 to 112. But Julius Randle with 28 and the Wolves win in that one. Toronto Raptors. They're not crappy at all. Because it's only 3 games here. But then we quickly move on. This is a Wednesday game. Toronto is 29 and 20. Scotiabank Arena. These are all on the road. This is in Toronto, Ontario. Not Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Ontario. Let's say it a little better. And they've had some injuries, unfortunately, as well. Welcome to the NBA, folks. Lemon in the tomato juice for the Wolves win in Memphis, I hope. Oh, goody. I just got a thank you for your patience message. Oh, how thank you. Thankfully, how kind of you to tell me that. Okay, good. That wasn't too bad. 3 injuries for the Raptors. Jacob Poto, injured reserve back since December 17th. That's actually a pretty big loss. Chucky Hepburn, rolls right off your tongue. Jan 30th, injured reserve knee. That doesn't sound too good. Oliver Sarr, one of those high-end draft picks. Day-to-day quadriceps. Jan 30th. Yeah, he was a high-end draft pick, wasn't he? Or am I getting him mixed up with someone else? Yep, I am. There was another star. This is not the guy. No, my bad. He's 27 and he's averaging 2 points a game. No, not the big name player. Comparisons, Wolves, well, yeah, I already said Wolves, but Raptors have the 24th best offense. Interesting. In scoring, that is. 14th in field goal percentage, 27th in three-point percentage. The heck, 24th in three-pointers made. 4th in assists, though. They move the ball. Interesting numbers there. So, yeah, they move the ball. A little Harlem Globetrotter action, I guess. Overall field goal percentage is 14th, yeah. Okay, rebounds, they're 21st. 6th in turnovers, though. They protect the ball. 17th in block shots and 3rd in assist-to-turnover ratio. 3rd. So, quite interesting numbers there. Did we play this year? No, we haven't. This is Wednesday, up and coming. It'll be like Feb 2nd? No, 3rd, I think. 4th. It might be Feb 4th already. Yes, it is. The day before trade deadline. So, ooh. Probably hear some interesting stuff, conversations during the course of that day. March 5th will be the season finale between these two clubs in Target Center. Raptors got crushed by the New York Knicks after winning 4 in a row in some impressive games versus the Warriors, Sacramento, Portland, and they beat Oklahoma City by a basket. Nice. On the 25th this past weekend, but then got annihilated by the Knicks on Wednesday. So that kind of screws that up for them a little bit. Man, they got destroyed. Jeez, they lost by 27. Oof. Next, let's keep going. Brandon Ingram, former several different teams, the Lakers and he was part of that old Anthony Davis trade, wasn't he? Brandon Ingram from I believe he was on the Lakers, wasn't he? Yeah, wound up with what are they called? The Pelicans, and then now he's here in Toronto. 22 points a game, about 4 assists, 6 rebounds, almost a block, almost a steal. Scotty Barnes, about 19.5 points, almost 6 assists, 8 rebounds. RJ Barrett with basically 19 points is more properly said. 3-point percentage, yep, some guys can make them. Sandro, a big long name that starts with an M. I'm not even going to try that one. Well, Mamu Koleskavili. 37%. Good job, Mamu. Sandro Mamu, good job. 37% from Emmanuel Quickly. He's quickly making his threes. Brandon Ingram, 36%. Quickly shoots the most threes. He's shooting them very quickly. 17 points. So a lot of contributions from a lot of players. A lot of guys moving the ball around. 5.5 assists for Jamal Sheed, all the way down, only averaging about 22 minutes a game, to Quickly averaging 6 assists. 5.5 for Scotty Barnes, 3.5 for RJ Barrett, almost 4 for Ingram. So yes, a lot of guys moving the ball around and yeah, good job protecting the ball in Toronto. This will be a tough one, a really, really tough one. The Wolves' history in Toronto has been awful. It's been terrible, whether the Toronto Raptors are good or the Wolves are bad or vice versa. Wolves bad, Wolves good, Toronto, you get the idea. I think the Raptors win this game, unfortunately. I'd love to see the Wolves get this done. Leading scorer for this one is going to be Naz Reid with 25, but the Wolves do not win the game. Final score, something along the likes of, it's going to be one of those annoying games, like, what are we looking at here? Something along the likes of yeah, I mean, they're all over the place. They could be way down and way up. They're kind of up and down offensively. Wolves can be too. Gosh, we only mustered 85 points in that stupid loss to the Warriors. Somehow this is going to be a higher scoring one. Might even go to OT, but we'll say higher scoring-ish, 125 to 120. The Raptors kind of pull away late, unfortunately. Naz Reid with 25. With that, we'll take a quick break and come back for fan interaction. We are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, final segment, fan interaction. Again, I just need to interact more, especially during a game like yesterday. What the heck? But I was just so locked in. At TWolvesEX, Instagram, Timberwolves_Explosion, and the Facebook account is inaccessible for myself right now because my overall Facebook account was hacked and I can't get in it. I just can't get in. And don't buy any cards from that account, please. That's not me. So don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. It's a scammer. Don't fall for Facebook scams, people. Don't do it. Twitter account, X account, whatever we call it. Tanae Brown out of New Zealand. I'm sorry I don't interact with you more. I keep saying it. I need to do it. Be better about it. Tanae Brown was saying, feels like a trade or coaching change is coming. The latter, I'm 100% against. Yep. So I agree with you, Tanae, about the coaching change not happening. Yes. Yep. That it shouldn't happen. That was one of those interesting things. I'm looking at something again. I wish it was written here, but yes, it was like I triggered a reminder in my head. I'll get to it in 1 second. But, well, yeah, you said the trade. Like a trade is coming now. So it's back to the whole Giannis conversation. One of the trades that was the one brought up that was like 4 possible teams and the Bucks getting a ton of picks from like, the Wolves, the Bulls, and the Hornets type of thing. Because obviously the Bucks would be the 4th team involved. One of the trades involving Rudy Gobert going to the Hornets and then coming back to be Miles Turner. I think the Wolves would have 2 pick swaps thrown in there, first-round pick swaps. Julius Randle, pretty sure Jaden McDaniels included, and maybe it was Dillingham. Because in that one, Dillingham was included. I do believe. Oh, no, he was not. I can't remember exactly the details. It may have been him. Dang it. Sorry for the back and forth here. But McDaniels and McDaniels and Julius Randle for sure, and I think Dillingham was included. But and then the couple draft picks, the Wolves would get back It was Rudy Gobert for sure. Yep, Gobert, Randall, and McDaniels. Excuse me. Pretty sure McDaniels is going to the Bucks. Julius Randle's going to the Chicago Bulls. The Bucks get some nice pieces back from those teams, and Bridges is one of them. Sorry for that. The Bridges is one of them from the Hornets and such. But the Wolves would get back Miles Turner instead of Gobert, who would go to the Hornets. So, and of course, Giannis coming to Minnesota. That I would like that. That would be exciting. That'd be very, very, very exciting. I like Miles Turner. I think he's kind of injury prone, which is annoying. Cooper Flag got 49 points, most scored in a game by a teenager in NBA history. So that's where the record was. Flag. Okay, yep. Where he'd been having an okay rookie year, but now I guess he's going to be rookie of the year. Hell of a game. He even had 10 rebounds. But, yes, that would be exciting. Miles Turner and Giannis coming to Minnesota, and you get out of the Gobert commitment, basically, the contract and such. He's up and down. He's a great defender and everything, but he's so up and down at times. Can drive you nuts. So that would be a very fascinating trade. That would it'd be really big, and oftentimes a player like that, it is a big, complicated thing. But sometimes, right when the trade's about to happen, somebody backs out, and then the next one backs out, and then it all falls apart. So I would be surprised if there is some big conversation going on like that. And I would love to have Miles Turner on the Timberwolves. I've been a fan of his forever, especially with the Pacers. He's not been too good in Milwaukee so far. But who has been good in Milwaukee other than Giannis and Bobby Portis, Drew Holiday, guys like that? So we'll move on from that, though, and wrap up the show here with that. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope the Timberwolves continue to get things going, stay healthy. Anthony Edwards healed that foot up from infection. Terrence Shannon Jr., the foot injury in general. It's going to be exciting keeping up with this trade deadline because I think this team needs to do something, and I agree with Tanate that he feels a trade is coming, and I think so too. I don't see Finch getting fired right now. Depends on how things go into next year, I think. Like next year, it could happen if things are disappointing, but we'll see. That's kind of how coaching changes happen. Maybe it's something like that, or if they just completely bomb out in the playoffs, then you might see a coaching change. Like the Wolves get swept in the first round or something. I'd be like, all right, enough. Which is what the Wolves should have done to Flip. Again, God rest his soul, but the Wolves should have fired Flip and McHale after they got swept by the Mavericks back in 2001. They should have. Sorry, disagree with me till I'm blue in the face. That was, 6 consecutive first-round exits and ending in a sweep against a team that was garbage 2 years earlier? I don't care how good you thought the Mavericks were. BS. That's a sign that your franchise is going nowhere. And that's exactly what happened until they made a crazy trade a couple years later. And then a year after that, they were in the doldrums again. But because it was one of those shelf life trades. 2 guys that are shelf life players, Cassell and Sprewell. Enough of that. Please put a 5-star rating if you could on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. If you want to write a review, thank you so much in advance. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. Tell your friends, share the show, and we'll be back in a week. We'll see what the trade deadline brings to the Timberwolves.